I was stuck in a cycle of debt until this one moment changed everything for me. Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashika Ma'at. I'm a financial coach and I help you keep more cash in your pockets so that you can build wealth and achieve a life of freedom. In today's video, I want to share with you how small, simple habits helped me pay off $115,000 worth of debt. Before I started my wealth building journey, I was always in a constant cycle of debt. And it wasn't until I came back from a trip to South Africa that really jump-started this wealth building journey for me. You see, I was used to, financing trips with credit cards and swiping it and worrying about coming back and paying it off. Well, this particular trip, I had financed it yet again with a credit card and found myself faced with yet another bill. And it was nothing new to me. I was always creating debt payoff plans. In fact, it kind of felt a little bit normal in that, I'm making good money, so of course I can just create a debt payoff plan and I'll be able to get out of this debt, no biggie. Well, what I realized in that moment was this constant cycle wasn't working for me. I started thinking there has to be a better way for me to be able to utilize the income that I'm making right now and start building wealth for me. So I did what most people would do. In my situation, I went to Google and I started Googling, how do you build wealth? And for me, one of the things that popped up was understanding your net worth. So I was curious. I never really heard net worth other than when you hear the celebrities, their net worth is $2.5 billion or $2 million. That was the connection that I had with net worth of, it's for them. Those people who are in Hollywood, they have these net worths. Well, once I understood what net worth was, which is your assets minus your liabilities, I decided to calculate mine. Well, I was in for a rude awakening because my net worth was negative $266,000. And, as I researched more, I understood that net worth really was a true measurement of your overall financial status. So I decided to focus on, all right, what can I do to actually increase my net worth? What it really required was, one, me reducing my liabilities, meaning the debt that I had, as well as increasing the assets that I had or buying new assets, whether that's through investing in real estate. And so I wanted to focus on investing because to me that felt like it was the easiest barrier to entry. But the problem was a lot of my income was going towards debt. So my first solution was, all right, I'm going to get started in trying to figure out how I can get rid of this debt once and for all so that I can start positioning it to build wealth for me. And so in that moment, I'd gotten really clear and set a goal for myself that I wanted to build up a $1 million net worth. Now, if you just heard what I said, my net worth at that time was negative $266,000. So to think that I wanted to move my net worth from a negative multi-six-figure dollar amount to $1 million within 10 years, I don't know what I was thinking. I was just being very bold and audacious in that moment, but I set my sight on, I just wanted to build $1 million. And honestly, that's really what jump-started things for me, because what it allowed me to do was think about what I needed to do in order to reach that goal. So as I shared, with the 6 figures of debt that I had, so this comprised of student loans, credit card debt, car loans, personal loans, all combined within this number, I started to look at how can I actually move towards getting rid of this debt. So I want to share with you 3 simple steps that I took that allowed me to move in this trajectory and eliminate $115,000 worth of debt in less than 4 years. So step number 1, I created a money plan. Now, in simple terms, this is you understanding your income and your expenses. Because once you are able to understand that, then you can figure out how to position your income to start paying off debt. Now, a really simple method that I started out with was the 50-30-20 budget method. So that's where you take 50% of your income, you allocate that to your rent, utilities, mortgage. Those are your priorities that basically takes care of your overall living. And then you have 30%, and that goes to your wants, the things that you want to do, the dining out, the nails, the hair care, all those things that you want will be 30% of your income. And then you have 20% of your income. That's going to be for your savings as well as your debt payments. Now, if you were like me in the situation where a lot of my income was going towards debt, so I was saving very little and I needed to figure out a way to cut the debt so that I can start positioning it to where I needed to go, which was saving and investing. Now, the 50-30-20 budget is a really just simple, cut and dry way for you to divide your income so that you can have a simple plan to position your money to start paying off debt for you. Now, step number 2, this is going to be the most important thing, is to track your spending. By tracking your spending, you're able to see what areas of your spending patterns do not align with your vision and values. They may be things like unused subscriptions that you're no longer using that you can then take and start positioning it to paying off this debt. A lot of times there are money leaks within our finances that we are unaware of because we're not paying attention to where we're actually spending our money. And once you get clear on that, it allows you to be able to take that extra cash and start chopping it down towards that debt. Step number 3, as you understand your income and you start breaking down and finding the money leaks where you can actually reposition your income, take that goal and break it down into smaller chunks. So instead of looking at, I have 6 figures of debt that I need to pay off, I started looking at smaller milestones on how quickly can I pay off $10,000 worth of debt. And honestly, for me, I started using the snowball method where I focused on the smallest debt first and worked my way up to the larger debts. Now, the reason I did this was because it gave me a little bit more motivation to actually, as I was paying off debt, that I started to see my balance drop. So it's really important for you to take that big number and break it down into smaller milestones that will allow you to stay motivated on the journey. And step number 4, this is one of the most crucial pieces, is automating your payments. This was by far one of the things that really helped me on this journey because once I figured out my income and expenses, how much I was going to allocate towards debt, I was able to set aside a chunk of my income and allocate it in an automated fashion that I don't have to use all the mental energy to remember to set up the extra payments and add it towards my debt. By doing that on autopilot, it allows me to accelerate my debt payoff. And before I knew it, my balances were $115,000 worth of debt was paid off. So it is possible for you to pay off large sums of debt. The most important thing is that you're going to have to get very clear on what you want for yourself, what you want for your life, what you want for your family, because that is what's going to drive you and keep you motivated on this journey. So to recap, number 1, create a money plan. 2, track your expenses. 3, break that goal down into smaller milestones that you can achieve them. And number 4, automate your payment. These are the steps that I started with and helped me create a money plan system that worked for me. And now I am halfway onto the journey of reaching my $1 million net worth. And I want to show that I am living proof, my clients are living proof, that it is possible for you to achieve your goals, but you have to get clear on your vision and understand what you want for your life and your finances. So if you're overwhelmed on where to start, I encourage you to focus on one small next step that you can do. Let me know in the comments, what is one small step that you will do this week to move you closer to your goal? If this video resonated with you, hit that like, subscribe, and notification button so you can get notified when I post new videos like this. You can also find me on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Threads. And until my next video, here's to your financial freedom.